So should we start? Right?
Yes. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Solar Capital is a partner of Moscow Exchange Forum 2021, and we are hosting virtual investor meetings. Welcome to the conference call with EMC, presented by its CEO, Andrei Yanovsky, and our manager, Dmitry Ivanov. Now we're ready to start, and I pass the floor to Andrei.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me start short introduction of our company, and I'll be based on the results which we already showed during first 9 months of this year. First of all, just give you a brief understanding that EMC, or European Medical Center, is the multidisciplinary medical company, together with rehabilitation and maternity hospital, gives full range of 57 specialties, which could be of help for those who just planned pregnancy or delivery, and then up till the geriatric center, we can be partner the whole life of our client. So economically, our model represents the mechanism where more than 57% of total revenues are going out of pocket of our customers, which means that we are not under pressure of insurance companies or any other players on the market. At this particular moment, system employed more than 86,000 square meters, and it's a very good signal for today that next 4 or 5 years we are not hunting for any other new square meters. We fully equipped with the most modern world actually known equipment, and created the whole complex which can deliver any kind of help, support, and service to our customers. Those who traditionally were jumping out on the other side of the Russian border, looking for good medical service as well as the service itself. We do understand that the number of patients on our territory is growing each year, and it's the very good combination of growth and dividends which we are paying, because according to our dividend policy, we are ready to share up to 100% of consolidated profit with our shareholders, and we plan to continue doing that during next years. And it's a very good balanced company which attracts a lot of very good professionals. We are employer of choice. We probably one of the companies on the medical market of Russia which do not feel serious deficit of employers or good professionals, and we are looking for them worldwide, attracting the best in class in order to be better and better and better each year. Let me give you some more information about our target audience, which is very important for us. We surely invest into learning about this target audience. As soon as we are positioned here in Moscow and Moscow region, it's the most biggest and the most important part of our target population, those who do have stable and high income, those who do have more than 500 rubles income during the month. And it's quite big audience with very good tendency for further growth because of 2 reasons. First of all, because Moscow itself, it's a growing animal, and it attracts more and more population from all other places in Russia, as well as the other very interesting target group for us, those who live or those who are spread along Russian territory. And it's another 500,000 people who we know how to get in touch, and together with the development of distant services, which gives us a possibility to get and analyze and then send it back information to these customers and give them our predictive understanding of the situation, give them our actual plan of treatment, and then attract to our territory to get this treatment. Just to give you the right understanding, out of 100% of all services which we provided last year, 10% were delivered from other Russian regions, and it's the very nice proof that we are digitalizing, that we are getting in contact with customer wherever he stays or she stays, and we can be very efficient in the development of this way of communication and help. And the third part actually of our audience is those who are covered by mandatory healthcare insurance, which means that the state orders and pays for these services. We are quite big player on this market because in Moscow we are covering 45% of all services which states buys in the field of radiosurgery and radiotherapy, as well as around 42% in the field of oncology diagnostics, PET CT scanning. And that gives us quite good fundamental stone for further development, because we are getting very good feedback from state that our quality is high enough and high compared with normal international protocols. And each year, state increase the number of services that we are getting an order for. The group of shareholders which came into the company 2008 were always focused on the further development, and as the result, each year we were opening new facilities. Either we were attracting new type of equipment, either we were creating a new complex of delivering services to our customers. As the reflection to that, you can see that each year we were growing both in revenues and EBITDA. I'll pay more attention to this a bit further. But let me start from the market itself. Why medicine? Why it's interesting for us, and why we attracting others to participate? First of all, the same happens worldwide, and Russia is not an exclusion. It's the time or life expectancy which really grows, and that gives us more time for consuming medical services. And at the same time, people are becoming more and more familiar with getting medical services, not because they are already sick, but do it preventively. And another driver, it's also very important, the number of services and the number of beds which is provided by the state. This market is underdeveloped, and the number of modern equipment and the modern services on the side of, let's say, state-owned hospitals is not growing, and in many cases slowing and going down. That attracts actually private players and creating new territories for our further growth. So I mentioned that the growth is going out of longer life expectancy, as well as the problematic which appears while we are living longer. Oncology is one of the fields which really represents big area for improvement, because first of all, it's the field where diagnostics can grow and grow steadily, as well as the number of services which we are to present to fight with the problematic which was discovered. Further, very interesting direction for development for us is the representing 360 approach to our customer, to be focused not just on the treatment of any particular problem, but be focused on the getting, understanding, analyzing, discussing actually ideas and targets, aims which our customers do have, and create the approach which is answering all kind of actually requirements this customer could have. It's also very important to say several words about the public-private partnership, where we also do play a very serious role, and I'll give you exact example of what we already done on this market, probably being the first actually business in Russia on the medical field, which really created serious and big complex of oncological help for state and being an operator on this territory. As well as the other direction for further development is the addressing medical tourism. Traditionally, Russians were trying to get out and get medical plus additional services on some other territories. We are insisting that here in the center of Moscow, we can deliver, if not better service, then quite comparable medical service. Let me be more specific on the focus for further development. First of all, I mentioned that Moscow and Moscow region is not surprisingly were chosen by us for further development, but because of the territory which attracts more and more population from other places of Russia. And it's a positive trend. The only one actually which happens on the territory of Russia, Moscow and the Moscow region, population-wise, is growing and will grow for next 4-5 years for clearly, delivering around 200,000 new actually potential customers for us, which is very important and attractive. When we are speaking about our company, we should accept it as the multidisciplinary supermarket of one door, where you can actually resolve any kind of issue you have, and at the same time, together with the distant services, speak about nationwide player. We do not have clinics all around Russia, but we delivered 10% of our revenues last year from other places of Russia, which means we know how to get in contact and we know how to be really interesting for our customers and can prove it by our figures. Why it happens? Because our business model is oriented on delivering the best service from one hand with the best result to our investors. First of all, I mentioned unique healthcare ecosystem, which gives to our customer full range of services he can or she can actually require. Together with the our approach to deliver best medical expertise, attract the best actually medical professionals, either international or local, attract the best and the newest actually equipment we can find on the international market. Also attract all kind of legal, innovative telemedicine, together with other distance electronic gadgets, different kinds of controls, all kinds of artificial intellect which exists and gives us a possibility to combine it in the complex, which is the most speediest and effective. I also mentioned that patient itself is very important for us. So we are really patient-centric approach company, and we give to our customer all kinds of possibilities to rule the game by himself. And that actually attracts more and more customers each year, around 10-12% each year. Together with the part which we actually proud of, it's the management team, which we combined from many other businesses across Russia. And this team is focused on the delivering operational excellence and best results out of, I will stress it once again, out of business, because we are running not just the medical company, but medical business. And it means that my investors always are focusing on not just the number of medical services, but on the profitability side of the business as well. And we also do really focus on the development of a strong brand. We are well known, awareness is much more than 80%, but we are really do focus on the brand loyalty, which is very important, and it's actually transfers in the frequency of use by our customers. So altogether that gives the model which keep on running and keep on further development. Please take a look at the family of medical specializations, which stays quite stable and solid for 5 years already with any serious change, which means that we already created a model which is really focused on the all kind of problematic the person could have and do deliver it. So I mentioned also that adding to this existing traditional medical approach all kind of digital actually healthcare possibilities creates more and more and more additional number of services. We do present mobile application. What it's for us? For us, it's the service which customer could use as the joystick to rule the game all around. First of all, customer do have 24/7 possibility to see, to actually share all kind of her medical records. It gives us a possibility to connect all kind of digital solutions and digital gadgets to that, which also provides customer and us with transferring of data back and forth, analyzing this data, and then giving the best actually advices, either signals. It's also gives a possibility distantly to see the customer, the problematic, because such a devices like Tighter gives full range of possibilities either to therapists, to ENT, to just to mom, which travels with her children and gets the comfort that in any of 24/7 periods, they can connect to their personal doctor. They can deliver information. They can get support, which is not just phone, but visual, and get the right advice, what happens in this or in that situation. Let me illustrate our approach on the example of oncology, which is the big focus for the company and where we think we are really professional. First of all, it's the team of major specialists. We collect them worldwide, and as an example, there is Salim Nidal, who actually came from Israel, where oncology is quite developed zone. Evgeny Lipsin, who is one of the best diagnostics around the globe, together with Pavel Kopasov, who is representing chemotherapy and oncology, common oncology. That's actually the fundamental stone of what we are suggesting to our customer. Together with the equipment, which we are very actually best in class. Some elements of our equipment you can find just in States, for example, or in one or two other countries worldwide. Together with the European Medical Center Medical School, which is the instrument for postgraduate education, which is the platform which attracts doctors from other cities of Russia, other actual locations in CIS countries, and even in some other countries. That's all together gives us a possibility to stay in the network of the best clinics worldwide, to participate in all medical consiliums, congresses, and share back and forth all kind of professional data. That gives a possibility to deliver best-in-class service, as well as be of interest for professionals and customers. I promised to you to say more words about public-private partnership. As the best example of that, the biggest actually example which happened in Russia, in 2020, we opened Moscow International Oncology Center. Concession which we got for 49 years, invested into renovation, installed the best equipment in class, and as the result received from state an order which is growing each year for high technological medicine. Why we're speaking about particular high technological medicine services? Because it's the area where state is ready to pay economically attractive tariffs, and that gives me in the very end profitability which is comparable to the zone where I sell or do sell commercial services. What is very important also to stress that when those people who are fully covered by state tariff appears on this territory and do see that there are some other services they can add to this covered by tariff complex, they are starting to pay out of pocket, and it creates additional segment for me. Additional, I mean, for further growth, and creates again very good awareness that it's the best place, which is part of the total chain which presented by state to this audience, and it's the territory where all international protocols are in use. So effectiveness of this treatment is much higher comparable to to other places which could be available for this type of customers.
Good day, Dmitry Shmelyov, CFO of the company. So let me give you some snapshots about the company's financials and focus your attention to the dynamics and what are the factors supporting it. So for the last 3 years, the company was growing at the average pace of about 11% plus. For last 9 months ended 13th of September this year, our growth even accelerated and was about 16.5% compared to the similar period of previous year. And this growth is supported by several factors. First of all, it's increasing customer base. Also, we are focusing on increasing complexity of the services we are providing and increase in level of the services. Of course, this is reflected in number of services provided during each visit, and this drives our average check higher. Also, I also should focus your attention to the fact that the company's price list is established in Euro. That means that every single service the company is providing is priced in comparison with the prices of our major worldwide peers. So that gives us good sustainability during every financial and currency crisis the company is facing, and we felt pretty well during last several crises happened in year 2014, year 2008, and so on. The company is focusing on efficiency, and it is run not by the doctors, but by professional managers. So we are focusing on the efficiency of our business processes, and every cost the company is incurring is scrutinized and reconsidered every month on the monthly basis to set it better, and we are focusing on searching any new methods of making our business better and making our operations in more modern and more efficient way. This results in the margin level that is quite high, not even for medical industry, but also for any industry worldwide. And for last 3 years, we have reached average EBITDA margin of about 40%. And our focus is to maintain that margin in the future, and even to slightly expand it in future. The good news for the company is that we are on the edge of finalization of our investment program. For last 13 years, we invested more than 440 million euros in that business, and the fact that the company invested a lot and currently finalized major of its investment projects is resulting in improving of cash conversion. You can see that it is higher than 80% at the moment. Also, I should attract your attention to the fact that the company is very favorably compared to every peer on the market. So not even Russian peers, but also major peers on medical industry worldwide, even in developed countries also, and that is more important, we are favorably compared to the developing countries. And another our strong point is that we are, for example, for year 2020, we have grown fastest, not even in local currency, but also in strong currency, in euro terms. For example, you can see our peers in Brazil, due to devaluation of Brazil real, their results in strong currency were not so impressive as it would be compared to us. As I said, the company is strongly focused on the efficiency of its operations, and I really believe that every medical company is deserving an EBITDA margin of about 35 to 40%, and this is mostly coming from the efficiency of the management efforts that we are making for last 5 years. Also, in terms of efficiency, of course, we are focused on efficiency of capital projects we are doing. And for example, our threshold for investment projects, ROIC threshold, is about 25%. And of course, in average, it's higher. That's resulting in a very good and high ROIC metric that is more than 15%. That is also higher than any peer on the market in Russia and worldwide.
Let me give you some more directions on what we are doing as the strategic steps. We definitely do sure that companies should continue focus on utilization of the existing infrastructure, as well as the increase of complexity of each service we are providing. So it means that 57 specialities creating the center of deep competence should develop itself. The next step is the next direction is the oncology, which we spoke about. And let me illustrate to you once again that the country where each year appears more than 650,000 new cases of oncological diseases is the very, very attractive zone where we are to be focused and deliver our experience, and both on the commercial side as well as use our experience and deliver services in the field where state wants and ready to buy services from the market. For this reason, we mentioned that we do have existing facility with very good additional utilization, which should be actually used and attracted in the next coming years, as well as the new project in public-private partnership, which we are to launch this year together with the Moscow region. And that all together will give us very, very stable and serious fundamental stone for further development of our actually strength in the field of oncology. Also, it's very, very important zone which we are focused on is the project Digital Hospital, which definitely should cover all our major business processes and deliver two actually important things. First of all, everything which is about to be suitable for our customer, as well as to cut all unnecessary nodes of communication and everything which is inefficient and give us additional economical effect, as well as to build 360 approach and possibility actually to communicate with our customer 24/7 and transfer and analyze information in one mutual territory. And another also very important direction is the continuous looking and searching for operational leverage, which my team knows how to get and wants to actually continue this focus, to keep this focus on. Two more words about the team, because the most important part of that is that all of them, except probably medical director, came from different industries and sectors in Russian economy, together with international experience which all these people got. We create the team which is really focused on the getting result and deliver the best to our shareholders. So you can see that during these last 5 years, we increased everything, and the number of visits and the EBITDA figures-wise, as well as the EBITDA margin-wise. So we got to the level of 40+% EBITDA margin, and we know for sure how to continue this stable and quite attractive level. So in several words, it's what we were ready to share with you about the company. I'd probably add to that we do have clear plans, and we have a tradition to fulfill the plans and deliver everything which we promised. And now we are ready to answer any of your questions if you do have. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Dmitry and Dmitry, for such informative presentation. So, dear audience, now we're ready to start Q&A session. If you want to ask a question, you can either write it in the Q&A chat, or you can raise your hand and ask it in live. So probably I'll ask the first question. You mentioned in the beginning of your presentation about mandatory health insurance. So could you please provide the exact figure? What's the exact number of the mandatory health insurance share in total sales?
In total sales, we do have 18% of mandatory healthcare insurance services, and it's the balance we are to keep further. So we do not want to be too dependent on that, but at the same time, we'd like to develop together with this market.
And what's the probable aim for the share of this?
We think, and it attracts in our models, that it don't jump more than 20% in total revenues.
Thank you. And another question is about 2022 guidance. Could you please provide any clarification about your forecast for the operational or financial metrics?
I would say that we are not actually forecasting, but we are already at the moment when we have clear business plan with the exact steps we are going to do. And as the result, we again state that the business will grow for another.
I should add to what Andrei said, is that, as I said, first of all, for 9 months of this year, we demonstrated growth of 16.5% in revenues, yes, and our forecast for next year is similar to that figure. I would not tell exact figure, but it will be similar to the growth of this year. The first and EBITDA growth will be several points growth higher than 16.5%.
So it will be double digit growth.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you. You know that nowadays many investors are concerned about ECG, and do you have any ECG incentives implemented by EMC right now?
Definitely, yeah. Let me start from the first, which is E, and together with the development of all digital, as you understand, one of the reasons for that is to slow down the consumption of everything which is, for example,
generate green gases.
Generate green gases. I mean, we do not use so much paper. We do not print so much. We do not consume more. I mean, we are cutting down consumption of electricity. So this is one direction. We definitely are focused on the social things, like starting with the actually researching what happens in the company and what level of involvement we do have. What is the most interesting and important things for our employees? We addressing the whole plan for each year, a new one, to deliver more actually focus and make much more suitable conditions for their work, give them a possibility to have better balance actually in their life, as well as socially be focused on the delivering more availability to other parts of our population on the territory. Just as an example, we are widely work with the charity funds, and for this particular reason, not just to deliver or send money to, We've opened 10 beds on our territory, devoted especially for children who are getting the most modern, actually, type of oncological help, treatment here on the territory of our Moscow International Oncology Center, while working with the Morozovskaya state-owned hospital. So on the G, definitely we are trying to be as much transparent as it's possible. We widely share everything which is, all information which is possible according to legislation. And we actually not just communicate, but also cooperate with all state-owned institutes.
Great, thank you.
And maybe another several words about the governance. Есть на слайде? Я тебя спрашиваю, есть? No, fortunately, we have
not this presentation, but we wanted to give you much more focus on this G and how we are actually understand the importance, for example, of corporate governance, which exists in the company, and to stress that we really did hire the best-in-class independent directors to participate in the board and actually deliver to us best practices and share with us and give a possibility for these practices to grow in the field of on the field of the company.
Thank you, that's clear. And the last question from me, in terms of the long-term growth drivers, are you aiming for the solely organic growth, or are you looking for some M&As for regional expansions to large cities?
What really I explained to you today, it's the directions, and we are not limited actually, or not trying to limit ourselves just with the organic growth. We are seriously looking to the markets all the time and on all changes which took place on the market. And I do actually promise you, as soon as I will find the story which will add and will deliver some synergy to the existing system, we immediately will react on that. I did say that we are not planning actually to create hospitals outside of Moscow and Moscow region, because it's better to have a really deep competence in this center and attract actually competence from one hand and customers from another one, rather than to create the hospital somewhere along the Baikal Railroad and stay idle. So I do think that together with the development of telemedicine and widening possibilities legally, we will be in much more closer contact with any potential customer, and then we will actually invite and make whatever actually is possible as the best actually medical international protocol here on our territory.
Thank you. I think we probably can sum up if we don't have any further questions from audience.
Then I will add that if there are some more questions appears, you know that we are in touch and ready to communicate both via Zoom, or we can write down any kind of answers if some questions appears. So thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much for your time and presentation.
Thanks, and have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Ань, все?
Да, все, можем завершать звонок.